Je m'excuse Bertrand, mais en fait c'est tout le temps qu'on a pour cette interview.
Sais-tu, c'est fini? Oh, and she was going to talk about the Christmas sweater. Come on. It was like this. Here, she hated it.
Oh.
I didn't like the sweater. I didn't understand. David thought it was so funny, and he kept making me wear it, and they wouldn't let me ever take it off. I was like, yeah, but like after I find out my husband's dead and I'm washing my hands, like, should I take off the sweater? No.
But guess what? That sweater's going to end up in the Smithsonian. Trust me.
Stars.
From a star.
Jamie Lee, do you think so?
I do.
Ow!
Où vous l'avez vu, ce type?
Là-bas!
Oh mon Dieu! Courez! Rentrez chez vous tout de suite!
I mean, it's simply the only correlation we can make is that it has reminded all of us of how scary things are. That the way we all responded to COVID, the way we stayed away from each other, the way we protected our families. I think those themes obviously are involved in a movie that was made way before the pandemic. So it's interesting, this group energy, which we are now living the reality of, was written by David Gordon Green and Danny and team 2.5 years ago.
Il y a 40 ans, le croque-mitaine est venu pour nous tuer. Nous sommes les rescapés de Michael Myers.
On fait quoi?
Mais on l'affronte!
I've never understood the original success. The original movie success did take a long time to become a success. It was not a blockbuster. It grew very slowly, like a moss, but it became very successful. I think at the center of that story is good versus evil. It's classic old school Westerns, Greek mythology, and Shakespeare all kind of colliding in a 1978 slasher movie made for $300,000 in 17 days. And then over the years, for me, making the 2018 movie, we made it in the same spirit. Nobody got paid up front. It wasn't a movie money gig for anybody. The crew,
No.
Everybody did it because they were really excited about doing it.
Yes.
And then when they started to show the movie and the reaction,
Yeah, they were like, oh.
and
Oh.
it coincided, if you remember, with the women's movement. In the beginning of October, those first brave women spoke to Ronan Farrow. And then the monsoon and tidal wave of rage started to come out. And it coincided with the release of the movie. So we were carried, I think, by grace. A movie about female trauma was carried. I am mad as hell. I am going to fight back. This happened to me. He is the perpetrator. They are the perpetrator. I am a survivor. I'm going to tell my truth.
Il vient me chercher, mais c'est moi qui vais le trouver.
He's very angry. He's much more violent in this movie. He's ruthless, more ruthless. He is killing anything in his way.
Yeah.
Whereas before we've seen him walk by children, a baby. Not this time. Like, he is mad as hell and he's not going to take it
Well,
anymore.
and I feel like he's transcended. I think that the trap that was set for him in 2018 surprised him.
I mean,
think
we almost got away with it.
You know, that look that he gives when those bars close in on him and we light that torch. There is a look not in his eyes, but in his demeanor that he lost. The fact that he has risen from the flames, he has transcended, he has metamorphosized into another level of malevolence and violence and rage and fury in a way that I think coincides with what everybody's living with, which is rage. Everybody is so angry. Just go on Twitter. It's just people are losing their minds. They're so angry at each other. It's just a personification. It's an anthropomorphized version of that level of rage and fury that he unleashes in a new way. His killing is new level. It's so brutal.
The mob scenes in the hospital were very frightening to shoot, actually. I would say for the most part, making these movies is so much fun. And we really like mess around and goof around and laugh all the time. But those mob scenes when they were running towards us, it was not a joke. I was like, these people, we're making a movie. This isn't real, but it works. And when you see the movie, you see like all the frantic and the fear and the energy, like we needed it, but it was terrifying. And it was terrifying to know that at some level, even when you tell a group of actors to act a certain way. Like, it's hard to untell them something.
I'm a music fan, and so I kind of hear music in my head in storytelling. And the way David has conducted the movie, it's the second part in a trilogy, so it's very loud. In the orchestra, the clanging of the cymbals and the trumpets and the horns, it's risen in a frenzy level. And then I love the scenes between Laurie and Frank. In the middle, those pauses, those interludes that you said were emotional, where you get to uncover a little bit. I actually believe that Laurie thought that Frank might have been Karen's father. Laurie is talking about a time back in Haddonfield when she was a young girl, maybe she was 20, where they collided in a bar. She was loaded out of her mind and they kissed. Laurie has a memory where she's trying to say to him, did we, do it? Like, did we have sex? Because I have a memory.
Dad?
But it's important, I think, because he says to her, I wanted to, but I didn't. Because, of course, she was loaded. And there's that poignancy in the middle of this noise of the rage of the clanging of the cymbals and the rage of the voices. I do like that there are these interludes that are very still and quiet, where we get to hear the inner story about Michael Myers, about him taking responsibility for Michael, assuaging her of her lifelong belief that for some reason her existence sparked this madness. I think there's some beautiful psychology and really important deep dive work going on in those quiet scenes amidst, as Judy was saying, the terror of being in a mob of people.
Last time you came to Paris, Jamili, I remember.
I know.
I remember.
Blame it on the COVID. They did not offer me that chance this year.
I'm glad you made COVID a man.